Let's go. Alright. Pretty massive kebab. See how we go today.
You're gonna have something on it. Hi everyone, welcome back to our vlog.
Hey guys, welcome back.
So today for our video we are going to talk a bit more about the deal or no deal because we kind of just left it at the other vlog, so we're going to explain in more detail about what's happened at the time while we have our breakfast, which is McDonald's.
Yeah, sorry for not following it up on our next vlog from the vlog after it, but yeah, we'll dive into what our experience was like for our first ever TV show. For those who are new to our channel, we'll pop it somewhere around here. Our video from Deal or No Deal, what our experience was. Then you kind of know what we're talking about. I just finished work not long ago, so it's morning. I'm having a Big Mac.
Big Mac for breakfast.
Big Mac, yeah.
I've got the big brekkie for breakfast. The recording started at 8 a.m. and we got there just before 8 a.m. And we were lining up with the other contestants outside the studio. So we were lining up with everyone, and then we were directed into the check-in area where we, provided our name and details, and then they gave us a sticker with our number, block number and seat number where we'll be sitting in the show. And then after we received our sticker, we went straight into a very large room with all the other contestants for the day. And everyone was just, chilling and waiting for everyone to check in. And then after that, we all aligned into our sections where we'll be sitting. So they had on the floor like some sticker areas where we had to stand, and then that's how they assigned us into our sections. And then each block went into the studio, so one by one. So there were 6 blocks in the studio and there were 7 sections. So we were in the 7th section. So our block was last to go. So when everyone else left to go into the studio, we had to wait behind and sit in that large room and watch the first show from the TV that's in that large room.
There was like they taped the floor, had numbers, so everyone knew. So everything was pretty organised by whatever the production team was.
They had a photo booth thing area as well, where you can take photos with props. No one was taking photos, so we didn't know what it was at first until we saw it. So then we went in and took our photos. Yeah,
so everyone got into their blocks and stuff, and they had this. Obviously, everyone is nervous, or some were pretty excited, and they had this one guy who kind of controlled the energy within the room. He was a
comedian.
He's a comedian. He was pretty cool, man. And showing that everyone was like, everyone came with that, came excited. What do you reckon on him? Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, he was at times, yeah. He was good.
There was one thing that I knew that he was bleeding from the get-go. He was saying that, we got cameras everywhere and we're constantly watching you guys. Just like, what was he saying?
So everyone to make sure that they're, bringing all that positive and exciting energy at all times.
They pretty much just wanted everyone to be excited from the very start to the end.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, we got cameras, we'll keep an eye on you guys. I think it was just their way of just trying to you'll be chosen if you're like seen like being
Really excited.
Yeah.
Because
I already knew he's like, oh, this camera's here. Well, sorry. Shh. Shut your mouth.
you knew, and that's why you were so excited and kept clapping.
I managed to sneak his guys in, see what it's kind of like in the lobby. But what I couldn't take his guys in the actual the studio where they film everything because
Very strict.
very strict, yeah.
And they definitely have cameras in there watching you
Cameras,
from every
okay.
angle.
So now we're talking about the actual studio and the production.
You'll see us if they play this episode. We're in like the front row, so we were right there where you can see us clapping and everything.
Yeah, I think I mentioned a lot in the last vlog on this Deal or No Deal. The filming goes for 10 hours. In case you're wondering why it goes for that long, not everything's live. How should I explain?
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded. So within those 10 hours, they try and fit 6 episodes within that time frame.
Although they were meant to, that's what they told us.
Yeah, that's what they told us. So you would imagine it's the same audience within the six episodes. No, there was a lot of clapping. There was a lot of smiling. Forced smiles. You have people in the production team cue in the contestants and the audience. Make sure you applause at this time. And they'd want like a certain reaction. Like for instance, if the contestant who's been chosen, had a bad.
If their reaction wasn't, as how they preferred, they would have to do the take again. So they would be like, all right, they'll put the person back into their seat, and then they're like, okay, starting again. And then we had to start all over again with the clapping and exciting energy and all that. So they did that a few times if they weren't happy with the takes.
I reckon the contestants that within that day, they were pretty good. They had a couple of muck-ups. We had a few contestants up in the, what do you call it? The podium. You guess the number or the amount before you open it. You had contestants that actually opened it first and looked at it before saying it, which is pretty dumb.
They were probably nervous. Have to do it again.
So we had to do retakes and stuff like that.
So it was a bit time consuming.
Yeah.
And then with our second game that we were watching, one of the contestants actually fainted on the podium. He was quite old, so, and with all the bright lights and standing there for a while, I guess it was,
We are getting a refund. These nuggets are shit, bro. These chips are f***ing cold. Anyway, sorry.
I
got no straw. Look. That's bad, bro.
Yeah, third world problem. When he fainted, it was midway through a game already. So the guy that fainted was actually the contestant that was chosen. That was her dad.
Yeah.
So they had to stop the show, of course, make sure he's okay, call the ambulance, and he was taken to hospital along with the contestant that was playing. So she didn't finish her game. And then that caused a bit of a delay. And then we went to lunch straight away. Oh, lunch. Did you want to talk about our lunch?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
What did we have for lunch again?
Had like grain bread sandwich with like a organic yogurt. What else it had? I don't know. It was pretty healthy.
It was nice.
It's a Balangi feed, There's Balangi. The way that they described it on the contract, it was like nice feed. I thought it was actually a proper feed, but it's alright. As Zaf said, it was coming towards the second episode, and we've noticed the time was kind of dragging from then onwards because of the amount of retakes and
yeah, it was already 12 o'clock, past 12 o'clock, and they were only up to the second episode.
So within the studio, like this comedian guy that we spoke about earlier on, he pretty much just runs the show. So when things like this happen, when they do retakes, this comedian guy kind of takes over and just keeps the contestants and the audience entertained. You're like cracking jokes and stuff like that, while the production team is kind of...
Yeah, they're trying to fix the behind the scenes with the technical issues and things like that. And also just mentioning as contestants, so we were the audience. So everyone that was in those sections, there was about probably 10 to 12 or something like that in each section. And you can imagine, so there's a lot of us there. And so only like few were chosen. So we were both the possible contestants and the audience.
So during that time, of course we were like kind of questioning. Well, for me personally, I was kind of like, oh man, when are we gonna actually get chosen? Well, the 7th block, we can see 1, 2, or 3. 3 blocks they've already had their turn going up to the podium, and one person's been selected from that block. So that kind of gave us the belief that it's coming towards our block, so meaning that we could get chosen soon. But mind you, this is still the only 2nd episode, and we're coming towards almost halfway mark of this 10-hour period of filming. I'm getting angry just even explaining it, because it was just, man, it was a drag, like, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, the comedian guy would try and distract the audience by offering like free, coupons or some stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I have like
games.
JB Hi-Fi vouchers just to keep them entertained if they were to answer questions while they're trying to fix stuff.
Yeah. There was one point where during the recording, they, when they had the technical issues, they were meant to give us another like 10-minute break to go to the toilet, to get a drink, things like that. And they kept like kind of avoiding it. There was like, delay after delay. You could tell that people were needing to go to the toilet. And I, including myself, I was like busting, but I was holding up for this break that they mentioned earlier that they seem to have forgotten. But Miller, at this point, he was over it because of his back. It was really sore from sitting in those seats for so long in one spot. So he ended up just walking out while the comedian guy was talking to the audience. And then I think that's kind of what prompted people to kind of also think like, we need to go like toilet now, because a lot of people started standing up not long after that in their sections and then started walking out. So
that was kind of like around the 3rd episode, eh? Have we made it up?
Yeah, so this was the start of the 3rd episode.
The 3rd episode, yeah. That's when we noticed, people were getting the audience, the contestants kind of getting exhausted. Yeah. Yeah,
because it was from lunch break till around 2. This was probably around 2:30, something like that. So in like that 2 hours, nearly 3 hours, we didn't have like a 10-minute break, which we were meant to have. So people, I guess, just started walking out, and then that's what prompted them.
Yeah. They probably have noticed that when contestants or audience, or they go to the toilets, they probably had people just leave from wanting to go to the toilet. That's why they try and delay or prolong your break. So they're trying to keep everyone in the studio. Man, I had enough, bro. Like, I had to go. I told Zeph, I was just like, never clapped so much in my life, man. Bro, like, just people telling us what to do, how we should look, and I went, oh, what? Like, we have to smile us for so long. I'm pretty sure everyone was feeling us kind of saying, when is it our block? When is our turn to go up to the podium at least, I did the math ages ago, I was thinking, wait, 1, 2, 3 blocks have already gone up, and, they've had their turn, they've had their shot. And here I was 4, 5, 6, and 7, bro. We're just been in the audience just clapping this whole time, And I knew they weren't gonna get through at least through the 3rd or 4th episode. So
so after Mille left, I stayed around for a bit longer, like when he left, before everyone started.
Don't lie, tell him the truth, man. You didn't want to.
I didn't want to be there, but I didn't want to walk while the comedian was talking to the audience. I didn't want to be rude, so I stayed there waiting for the break to come on, and then I was going to leave after the break. But what happened was the lady that got chosen for the 3rd episode, she actually, or was it the 3rd or 4th? It was one of those, 3rd or 4th. She was playing the game, so she was already like at the start of the game. She probably chose like 3 briefcases, like numbers, and after the 3rd one, the staff knew that there was something wrong. So that's when they realized that the cases that were, she was playing with, they were from the previous game, just from that day. So they had to again take all the suitcases off, briefcases off the podium and then have to reorganize and choose a new game because of course she can't use the same numbers from the previous game because if she remembered it she would know which one had the 200,000. And so that took a long time and they were taking at that stage that's when it was just taking forever. So that's when everyone started getting, I guess, more restless.
That's when I said, no deal, I'm going.
You should have seen his no deals the whole day. He was so into it. He was like,
bro, I want to get chosen.
Like, in it like that.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, I was like...
wearing her denim jacket she's like, oh, don't wear blue. And then she ends up wearing blue.
No, because I noticed that a lot of them were wearing the wrong colours anyway. They told us that we have to wear specific colours or... things like that. And there's certain patterns that we can't wear. Yet there were a lot of people, even in previous shows, like episodes I watched on YouTube, where they're actually wearing the colours and they were contestants. So I was so confused by that. I don't know why they mentioned that. And then they still chose people that wore those colours. So I guess it was more for the audience. Maybe it was for the audience. They didn't want us, like the audience, wearing dark colours. That makes more sense.
Well, congrats to those two people who won. Or three.
Three, yeah.
So
that's right. It is three because the second one is the one that didn't go ahead because of the incident. So it was only three.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why we get chosen. Probably because I didn't get a haircut. I wasn't tidy enough. I don't know.
I think you would have got chosen if we stayed and if they did more games.
No, I reckon if we were on the block 1, we were on block 7.
But they weren't going around doing 1, 2, 3 in order. They're picking from random blocks.
So yeah, guys, there it is. That's the reason why we left early. But pretty much in a nutshell, just do your 9 to 5. Just go to work. Just go work, man. It was a good
experience.
No.
And I think people are chosen by luck or by strategy is by your answer of what would you spend the money on because it's got to be more interesting than just the normal new house, new car, traveling kind of thing. Yeah, you might see us in the audience.
You actually might see us on TV. Like,
it's hard to miss us right there in front.
It just depends on whether they will stream on those contestants that already on those episodes that they shot on the day. But man, like that's the reason why we left early. We weren't gonna be puppets and stay until the end,
Puppets.
We were puppets.
We were pretty much there the whole day.
Waiting to be chosen.
Yeah, I think after that last one, we knew. Oh, it was obvious.
I should have just taken the camera inside anyways and just showed everyone what it looked like. But we had cameras on us left, right, and center. Like
one guy tried to record and he got caught out. Remember?
Yeah. Well, good on him for recording. So that's it, guys. We'll close the deal or no deal chapter.
Do it again.
We'll close the deal or no deal chapter.
You want me to go with you?
So, deal or no deal? My kill.